Hello and welcome to all the students of FY under this lecture of Employability Skill Enhancement Program. In the previous lecture, we have studied the meaning, importance, types, methods and tips of topics of reasoning ability. Now, in this lecture, we are going to learn CV writing skills. So, let us start with the meaning of CV. Friends, when it comes to applying for a new job, your CV, that means curriculum vitae, could be just the ticket to get you that initial foot in the door and secure an interview. But how do you ensure your CV is added to the interview pile rather than thrown straight in the bin? Putting together a successful CV is easy once you know how. It's a case of taking all your skills and experience and tailoring them to the new job you are applying for. But what if you don't meet the right criteria? Well, I have put together the following some tips to help you get started in creating a successful CV and securing your first or next arts job. So let us understand 10 tips on writing a successful CV. So the first tip is get the basics right. Friends, there is no right or wrong way to write a CV, but there are some common sections you should cover. These include personal and contact information, education and qualification, work history and or experience, relevant skills to the job in question, own interest, achievement or hobbies, and some references. Next tip is presentation is key. Friends, a successful CV is always carefully and clearly presented and printed on clean, crisp white paper. The layout should always be clean and well structured, and CVs should never be crumpled or folded. So use an A4 size envelope to post your application. So the next tips on writing a successful CV is always remember the CV hotspot. Friends, the upper middle area of the first page is where the recruiter's eye will naturally fall, so make sure you include your most important information here. Next tip for CV is stick to no more than 2 pages of A4 size. Friends, a good CV is clear, concise and makes every point necessary without waffling. You don't need pages and pages of paper. You just keep things short and sweet. A CV is a reassurance to a potential employer. It's a chance to tick the right boxes, and if everything is satisfied, there is better chance of the job interview. Also, employers receive dozens of CVs all the time, so it's unlikely they will read each one cover to cover. Most will make a judgment about a CV within sections, so stick to a maximum of 2 pages of A4 size paper. Next tip for CV is understand the job description. Friends, the clues are in the job application, so read the details from start to finish. Take notes and create bullet points highlighting everything you can satisfy and all the bits you can't. With the areas where you are lacking, fill in the blanks by adopting the skills you do have. For example, if the job in question requires someone with sales experience, there's nothing stopping you from using any retail work you have undertaken, even if it was something to help pay the bills through university. It will demonstrate the skills you do have and show how they are transferable. Next tip is tailor the CV to the role. Friends, when you have established what the job entails and how you can match each requirements, create a CV specifically for that role. Remember that there is no such thing as a generic CV. Every CV you send to a potential employee should be tailored so that role. So don't be lazy and hope that a general CV will work, because it won't. Create a unique CV for every job you apply for. You don't have to rewrite the whole thing, just adapt the details so they are relevant. Next tip for successful CV is making the most of skills. Friends, under the skills section of your CV, don't forget to mention key skills that can help you to stand out from the crowd. These are include communication skills, computer skills, team working, problem solving, or even speaking a foreign language. Skills can come out of the most unlikely places. So really think about what you have done to grow your own skills. Even if you take examples from being in a local sports team or joining a voluntary group, it's all relevant. Now next is making the most of interest. Under interest, highlighting the things that show off skills you have gained and employers look for. Describe any examples of positions of responsibility, working in a team, or anything that shows you can use your own initiative. For example, if you ran your university's newspaper, or if you started a weekend league football team that become a success. Next is making the most experience. Friends, use assertive and positive language under the work history and experience sections, such as developed, organized, or achieved. Try to relate the skills you have learned to the job role you are applying for. For example, the work experience involved working in a team, or this position involved planning, organization, and leadership, as I was responsible for a team of people. Really get to grips with the valuable skill and experience you have gained from past work positions, even if it was just working in a restaurant. Every little helps. Next is including references. Friends, references should be from someone who has employed you in the past and can vouch for your skills and experience. If you have never worked before, you are okay to use a teacher or tutor as a referee. Try to include two if you can. And last is keep your CV updated. In that, it's crucial to review your CV on a regular basis and add any new skills or experience that's missing. For example, if you have just done some volunteering or worked on a new project, make sure there are on 3. Potential employers are always impressed with candidates who go the extra miles to boost their own skills and experience. Here we are going to stop this lecture. Thank you.